Have you ever heard of a battle so strange, so otherworldly that it blurred the lines between history and myth? Today, we're diving deep into a forgotten epic. A story whispered through the ages but rarely told in full. The tale of Behram Khan and the mystical battle of Gol Andama. This isn't just a story of swords and shields. It's a saga of courage, strange magic, and a hero who faced an enemy that seemed to defy reality itself. So grab a seat, and let's travel back in time to a world of legends. Our story begins in the rugged, unforgiving landscapes of ancient Central Asia, a crossroads of empires and cultures. This was the world of Behram Khan. He wasn't born a king or a prince, but a warrior forged in the crucible of constant conflict. From a young age, he was known for his unmatched skill with the scimitar and his brilliant tactical mind. But what truly set Behram apart was his unwavering sense of justice and his deep connection to his people. He wasn't just a commander. He was a protector, a leader who inspired loyalty not through fear, but through respect. His reputation grew with every skirmish won, every village defended. They called him the Desert Lion, a man as fierce as he was noble. But every hero's journey is defined by the villain they must face, and the villain in our story is unlike any other. He was known as Malik Jadar, the Sorcerer King. Malik Jadar didn't rule with armies alone. His power was said to come from forbidden arts and dark pacts. Legends claimed he could command the sandstorms, conjure illusions to sow chaos among his enemies, and that his elite guards, the Shadow Wraiths, were more than just men. They moved without sound, their eyes glowing with an eerie light, and it was said they could not be killed by ordinary steel. While Behram Khan built his strength on discipline and loyalty, Malik Jadar built his empire on fear and dark mysticism. The conflict between these two forces was inevitable. Malik Jadar, in his quest for absolute power, began to expand his twisted empire, consuming everything in his path. His shadow fell upon the peaceful valley of Gol Andama, a place renowned for its vibrant flowers and serene beauty, a place under Behram Khan's protection. The name Gol Andama itself means flower-bodied, a testament to its legendary allure. For Malik Jadar, conquering it was a strategic move. For Behram, defending it was a sacred duty. The ultimatum was sent: surrender Gol Andama or face annihilation. Behram Khan's answer was not written in ink, but was to be written in blood on the battlefield. He rallied his warriors, his voice echoing with defiance. They would not bow to a tyrant who dealt in shadows. The stage was set for a confrontation of epic proportions. As Behram Khan's army marched towards Gol Andama, the sky itself seemed to darken. The air grew heavy, thick with an unnatural silence. This was Malik Jadar's territory now, and he had twisted the very land to his will. The first sign that this would be no ordinary battle came when scouts reported that the landscape was shifting. Paths that were there moments ago would vanish, replaced by thorny thickets or sudden chasms. Whispers on the wind sounded like ghostly cries, designed to break the morale of Behram's men. Behram, however, kept his composure. He reminded his soldiers that fear was Jadar's greatest weapon, and they would not give him that victory. As they neared the valley, the true nature of Malik Jadar's power was unleashed. A thick rolling fog, unnaturally green and cold, enveloped the battlefield. Visibility dropped to near zero. From within this swirling mist, Malik Jadar's illusions began. Phantoms of fallen comrades appeared, beckoning soldiers to their doom. The ground itself seemed to writhe, as if the earth were made of snakes. Behram's army, though brave, began to falter. How could they fight an enemy they couldn't see, an enemy that attacked their very minds? It was chaos. Men were swinging at shadows, their formations breaking apart in the disorienting haze. This is where the legend of Behram Khan was truly forged. While his men were lost in the mystical fog, Behram closed his eyes. He didn't try to see through the illusion. He chose to feel. He focused on the wind, the vibrations in the ground, the subtle sounds of real footsteps versus phantom ones. He trusted his instincts, the skills he had honed over a lifetime of warfare. He roared a command, not a complex strategy, but a simple primal call. To me, form on my voice. His voice, clear and powerful, cut through the ghostly whispers. It became an anchor for his scattered soldiers, a beacon of reality in a sea of deception. Drawn to his call, his warriors began to regroup, forming a tight circle around him. Just then, the Shadow Wraiths attacked. They emerged from the green mist, silent and deadly, their blades glowing with a malevolent energy. A normal sword would shatter against their enchanted armor, but Behram Khan was prepared. He carried a blade of his own, an ancestral sword said to have been quenched in the waters of a sacred spring. When he struck, his sword met the wraiths with a shower of brilliant sparks. He showed his men that these demons could be fought, they could be beaten. Inspired by his courage, his warriors fought with renewed ferocity, their fear replaced by a burning resolve. The climax of the battle arrived. Seeing his mystical tactics failing, Malik Jadar himself entered the fray. He rode a monstrous steed with eyes of fire, and in his hand he held a staff that crackled with dark energy. He and Behram Khan met in the heart of the swirling chaos. It was a duel for the ages. The Desert Lion against the Sorcerer King, steel against sorcery. Jadar hurled bolts of shadow and conjured fiery apparitions, but Behram was a whirlwind of motion, deflecting, dodging, and pressing his attack. He knew he couldn't win a battle of magic. He had to close the distance. He had to fight on his terms. With a final, desperate lunge, Behram dodged a blast of dark energy that vaporized the ground where he'd stood. He leaped forward, bringing his ancestral sword down not on Malik Jadar but on the sorcerer's staff, the source of his power. There was a deafening crack like thunder, and the staff shattered into 1,000 pieces. A shockwave of pure energy erupted, blasting both men backward. The unnatural green fog evaporated in an instant, the ghostly whispers ceased, and the sky began to clear. Malik Jadar, stripped of his dark magic, was now just a man. His shadow wraiths shrieked as their power faded, becoming vulnerable. The tide of the battle had turned decisively. Without their leader's dark influence, Jadar's remaining forces were routed. Malik Jadar himself was captured, his reign of terror brought to an end. Behram Khan stood victorious, not just as a conqueror, but as a liberator. The valley of Gol Andama was saved, its vibrant flowers once again free to bloom under the sun. The story of the mystical battle of Gol Andama became a legend, a testament to the idea that true strength comes not from dark power or illusion, but from courage, instinct, and an unbreakable will. It teaches us that even when faced with an enemy that seems to defy reality, the human spirit can be the most powerful force of all. What do you think? Is this a lost piece of history, or a powerful myth created to inspire? Sometimes the best stories are a little bit of both. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the past. If you love tales of epic heroes and forgotten battles, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure. See you next time.